Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Margarita, and today I am here to bring you a huge August book haul. I'm gonna try and do this in one part, but if the video gets too long, I might have to break it up into two parts. This is going to be my last haul of the year, other than like library book hauls where I can return those books, and you guys will see why after you see this haul. I know I've said it in the past, but I have just accumulated so many books this year that I'm starting to get really anxious, and I don't know what to do with all the books I have anymore, and I'm running out of shelf space. I mean, it's a nightmare. So this is my last book haul of the year. I am officially in September going on a book buying ban, and I will only start purchasing books after I've read at least 5 of the books that I own. So I'm just gonna get right into it. I have a lot of books here, so I'm not gonna go real in depth into what these books are about. If you're interested, you can look that up or wait to hear about them in my wrap-ups, but I'm just gonna jump right in. So I'm going to start with the books that I got at my local secondhand bookshop. The first book that I have is A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James, and I saw this there for relatively cheap, and I've heard good things about it. It sounds really interesting, so I just really wanted to pick that up. So I have that. I got The Summoner by Gail Martin, and this is just a fantasy novel that I was excited about. It's book 1 in the Chronicles of the Necromancer. So I have this. The next book that I got is The Kingdom Beyond the Waves by Stephen Hunt. This is an adventure fantasy novel. I think it's supposed to be like about Atlantis, but they call it something else. So pick that up. Next, I picked up 3 Juliet Marillier novels because I've heard that she's wonderful at fantasy. I've read a couple of her young adult stuff and I really enjoyed those, so I wanted to read some more of her work. The first one is The Flame of Seven Waters, The Child of the Prophecy, and The Daughter of the Forest. These are all books in, I believe it's her Seven Waters series. I didn't realize that that they were, so I just thought these were kind of like standalone, so I don't know if I have all of them or if they're in order, if I'm missing books or whatever, but I'll look into that and figure that out later. And the last book that I got at my local secondhand bookshop is Warner's Beastie by William R. Trotter, and this is a novel of the deep, and honestly all I read, this is what grabbed me, in his magnificent reimagining of classic Norse myths. That's all I had to read, and I said, okay, you're coming home with me. This is a huge book, but I'm really excited to read it. I love mythology, and I can't wait to pick this up. So now into the book outlet haul, or part of this haul. I have 2 orders here. The first order was when they did the book outlet bear haul, or the book outlet bear promotion, and you got $5 off your order, and you also got a book outlet bear. So the first thing in that was my book outlet bear. Is he not just the cutest little thing? And he's so soft. I'm so happy. So the first 3 books that I got are by Jonathan L. Howard, and they are the Brothers Cabal series or whatever. The first one is the Necromancer, or is it just the Necromancer? It's just the Necromancer. So I got this. I got the Fear Institute, and then I also got the Brothers Cabal, and this was scratch and dent in like the dust jacket. It's all wonky and it's not even cut right, but that's fine. I'll fix that later. I'm not too worried about it. Next, I got The Watch of Filigree Street by, who's this by? Natasha Pulley, and I've seen a lot of people haul this. I've heard mixed things about it, but this cover is just so gorgeous, and I like to form opinions for myself, and it was so cheap that I figured I'd just pick this one up, see what I think. Next, I got The Lost Time Accidents by John Ray, and this just seemed like a very interesting book. And I just wanted to read it, and the cover is actually pretty cool too. Okay, the next book that I got is A Short History of Indians in Canada by Thomas King, and I've heard good things about Thomas King, and this is one of the books that they had, and I just wanted to pick it up and read it. He has other works that I really want to read also, but I couldn't find them on Book Outlet, and of course after I placed both these orders, they started popping up, but that's fine. I'll pick them up next year. The next two books I got are the first and third book in the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer, the first one being Annihilation and the third one being Acceptance. I've read Annihilation. I read, what's the name of the second one? I just read it. I can't believe I don't remember it. It's Authority. I read that one. I got that from the library. And then I've loved this series so much. I'll be reading Acceptance in September because I need to know how it ends. So I'm so happy to have these, and as soon as I find Authority, I will definitely purchase that, add it to my collection, because I know that I love this series. But again, next year. I don't need any more books this year. So the next book that I got is Alias Hook by Lisa Jensen. This is like a darker retelling of Peter Pan, but it is told from the perspective of Hook, and I really, really enjoyed this. I will tell you guys more about that in my September wrap up. And then the last book that I got in this order is The Folly of the World by Jessie Bullington. And this just looked like a really interesting story, and I can't wait to read it. It's pretty big, but I don't care. I love big books, and I cannot lie. So that was the order that I got with the Book Outlet Bear promotion. And then this order, honestly, I don't know why I got more books. I didn't need more books, but I have a lot more books, so I'm just gonna get into this part. So the first three books that I got are Knickerbocker Classics editions, and I binge watched Penny Dreadful on Netflix, and it's a retelling of all these different gothic horror stories. There's like Frankenstein, The Picture of Dorian Gray, Dracula, all these different stories in there, and I just absolutely loved it, and it made me really want to read the classics. So I picked up those three. I picked up The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, I picked up Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and I picked up Dracula by Bram Stoker, and I'm really hoping to read these in October. I just feel like that would be a really good time to read these, and they're so beautiful, and they're gonna look so nice on my shelf, and I really wanted to read these, so that's why I got these. This was the main point of the order, and then I got like 10 other books. I have a problem. I'm trying to rein it in. So the next book that I got is The Storm Siren by Mary Weber, and this just looked really interesting. It's part of a fantasy series, and I really like fantasy, and I want to try and read things that I'm not just hearing about on BookTube, because, I mean, there are other books out there in the world. It doesn't hurt to read them. So the next book that I got is actually a graphic novel, and that is The Gigantic Beard That Was Evil by Stephen Collins. And I saw this on someone's channel, I can't remember who now, and she said that she absolutely loved it. And I saw it there, and I just couldn't leave it there. Not when I already had all these other books. So I was like, alright, you can come along too. And then one of my subscribers left a comment about this Snow White book that I got in my last haul, and she said, you know, you really won't regret buying the Alice version. And that's all I really needed. That's the only excuse I needed to buy it. So I picked up Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, and the illustrations are by Camille Rose Garcia. Oh my god, is this not the most beautiful cover you've ever seen? I mean, just, oh, it's gorgeous. So I can't wait to put this on my shelf next to my other pretty books. So the next section of this haul, I got a lot of nonfiction novels, and if you've been on my channel for any length of time, you know I don't read nonfiction, but I was talking to a friend recently, and he reads a lot of nonfiction, and I'm not in school right now, and I kind of miss learning, as dorky as that sounds, so I wanted to pick up some nonfiction books about things that I'm interested in, so these are just what I picked up. So the first one is The Disappearing Spoon and Other True Tales of Madness, Love, and the History of the World from the Periodic Table of Elements by Sam Keene. And I'm really upset about that M that's drawn on it, but I did get it from the scratch and dent section, so I can't be too mad. But I'm really excited to pick this up. Next, I got The Reef, A Passionate History, The Greater Reef, From Captain Cook to Climate Change. And this is by, I want to say Ian, but there's an extra I in there, McCallman. So I'm really excited to read this. The coral reefs are really endangered and it makes me really sad. I know I need to go see them before they're all dead. So really want to read this, see what he has to say. The next book I got is If a Lion Could Talk, Animal Intelligence and the Evolution of Consciousness by Stephen Budaisky. I don't know what that name is. So I'm really excited to read this, and it's not too long, so although the font looks pretty small. Anyway, I'm really excited to read this, hoping to learn some very interesting and new things. The next book that I have is The Survival of the Beautiful, Art, Science, and Evolution by David Rothenberg. And you'll notice a theme here about animals and stuff like that. I am a biology major and my dream is to work with animals at like a zoo or a breeding program or something like that. So I just really wanted to pick up some books about animals. The last one being Sex in the Sea, Our Intimate Connection with Sex-Changing Fish, Romantic Lobsters, Kinky Squid, and Other Salty Erotica of the Deep by Mara J. Hardit. And I thought this would be a really fun thing to read, learn some new things, so pick that one up, because why not? And the last two books here, we're in the home stretch, is The Man Who Touched His Own Heart, True Tales of Science, Surgery, and Mystery by Rob Dunn. This just looked like a really good book. I've seen it out in bookstores for really, really expensive, and I was like, I'm not spending that. But I saw it on Book Outlet, so I figured I'd pick it up. And then last but not least is Dark Matter and the Dinosaurs, The Astounding Interconnectedness of the Universe by Lisa Randall. And again, this just sounded really interesting. I'm hoping to learn some new things, and I will let you guys know what I think of all of these books after I've read them. But as you guys know, I've had so many book hauls on this channel that who knows when I will get to all of these books. But as of this moment, no more book buying, not until next year and after I've read at least 5 of all my other books that I own. So I'll start a list and go from there. So that's it, that's all I have. Thank you so much for all of you who were patient enough to make it to the end of this video with me, and I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.